So, saving the day after the award ceremony. Rhyme City. So are we going to the Hi-Hat Cafe? Oh, look at the beams of light. Whimsicott rides the wind from town to town.
Whoa, that's a lot of Whimsicott.
Sure is. They ride through on seasonal winds every year.
I hear they can be real pranksters.
If they get in a house they like, they scatter cotton everywhere.
Sounds like a pain to clean up.
And look at the
Yep.
cotton bits floating in the air.
The sweet smell of coffee is calling my name.
Tim's, oh my god.
Perfect Pikachu bait.
That walking was not at all matched to his speed. Ah! What was your name again? It'll tell us in a second here. Frank Holiday, that was his name. Rhyme City Police Inspector.
Inspector Holiday, did you finally find my dad?
Yes!
Sorry. No. I'm here on a different case. We've received reports of a jewel theft. Could you lend me a hand with this one?
Of course.
The incident occurred at the Dennis residence, the mansion down the street.
And it's gonna involve Whimsicott somehow.
Brad is waiting for me. I'll go ahead and meet up with you there.
Brad was the guy with the Manetric, right?
So much for my coffee.
Just grab it and go? I don't know. Okay, let's go, Pikachu. Wait a second, Tim. What for? There's no need to rush. You've gotta be calm and unhurried if you want to do your best investigating. Yeah, I guess that's true. Pikachu's a real talkative Pokemon. If you see this Pikachu icon in the lower left corner, you can press right to chat with him. Oh, so that's unrelated with the hint button then. Sometimes Pikachu will try to get your attention, and a Pikachu icon will bounce to let you know he wants to talk. If you see this icon bouncing, press the right button and hear what Pikachu has to say. Okay, so basically working the same way that it did. Yeah, in the original game there. But yeah, let's see here. Which means that this is, in a way, the third playthrough on the channel where Ryan Reynolds is a character. But yeah.
Tim. Look, I know we need to hurry, but would it really hurt if we relaxed a bit? For instance... Oh, here's a good idea. You could listen to some sage advice from a great detective like me.
Allergic to a great detective.
Okay.
Oh, but Holiday's waiting. We better go join him.
Whoa!
Much as I hate to admit it, we don't have time to drink coffee right now. Alright. Tim! I appreciate you coming on such short notice, Tim. This way. The crime took place at the Dennis residence up ahead. Okay. Dennis residence exterior. Okay. So this is how we're gonna go from screen to screen here and stuff. This is what we shall do. Oh yeah, I guess I haven't shown it properly, but like the pre-order bonus for this game, apparently. They had like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet starter little cardboard hat things for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and now it looks like there's Detective Pikachu ones. Like I've had that hanging there, but I haven't actually mentioned it. So yeah, anyway, that's what that is. So I got that there. And they didn't even automatically include it at first. They specifically asked me like, hey, would you like one? Assuming that I, as a grown-ass man, would not like one. For some godforsaken reason. Brad McMaster, a Rhyme City Police Lieutenant. Manetric, dedicated to law and order. It's been a while, Brad. I see you're on the case too. I suppose that means you are as well. You private detectives do love sticking your noses into every little thing. If Mr. Dennis hadn't requested you personally, I'd be asking you to leave right now. Yep, he is still a jerk. Like he's still holding a grudge from that time we showed him up. He says no funny business. Sheesh, no wonder you two are partners. That's enough, Brad. We're going to be conducting this investigation together. This is the scene of the crime, right? Yes, this mansion belongs to Sanjeev Dennis, a jeweler. Okay. It really had to do a fade. Okay, I guess because it's doing this kind of camera shot here. I was about to say, did it really have to do a fade through black just for him and Manetric to turn around? Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men in Rhyme City. I mean, even so, did it really have to do a fade through black? Under normal circumstances, a civilian like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation either. He's just got to get a dig in somewhere, doesn't he? Okay, Tim, come inside. Okay. Did ever Pikachu's paying homage to Pepsi Man PS2? Wait, paying better homage to Pepsi Man PS2 than Fire Emblem Engage? What? What is this transition? It's actually kind of cool. The missing jewel. Okay. Tim is literally using Pepsi Man's running animations. Oh, yeah, I should have read the first thing first. I gotcha. Pay homage to that. I gotcha. Yeah. Brad looks like he talks in cursive. Is this where we get Growlithe? I've seen in ads for this. All right, Tim. Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room to the right. Thanks, Inspector Holiday. Whee! Oh my god, my speed is uncontrollable. Even I can't control my own power.
Oh, Tim, I've been waiting for you.
His voice is just exactly what I would imagine for him. So perfect. Growlithe, guard at the Dennis residence. And you're gonna join our squad here or something? Or help with an investigation? My name is Sanjeev Dennis. I'm a jeweler. And this is my partner, Growlithe. I'm Detective Tim Goodman. And this is my partner, Pikachu. You fool! Is it not? Sorry to jump right into it. But could you please tell us what you know about the incident? About the crime that took place?
Oh.
A precious jewel was stolen while I was out of the house. It's called the Aurora Drop. And it's a very rare jewel indeed. The Aurora Drop. What a mysterious name. Magical, even. The thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. Ah, noted testimony. Ah! I have allergies to noted testimonies. Thankfully, my staff member's injuries were minor. It did not raise the age rating too much. And yet... Is something sticking out to you as odd? Well, the police are treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect. They think the butler did it? Can you tell me a bit more about the stolen jewel? It looks like this. Most gemstones must first be cut and polished into beautiful jewels, but the Aurora Drop is said to have naturally formed into its shape. The way it shines looks a bit like an aurora. Yes, that's precisely how it got its name. I have some Aurora Hescat plants on order for this coming spring, and some Borealis ones, because apparently those creating different breeds of Hescat plants very much like using name conventions to very clearly indicate what plants, like, cross-pollinate with other ones best, like what ones flower at the same time. The Aurora Drop has been the subject of many a tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction. Even among us jewelers, for the longest time, we call it the Jewel of Legend. Wow, he wasn't kidding when he called it precious. Guess it's no surprise someone wanted to steal it. Definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it? I kept it securely locked within a special reinforced case inside my jewel storage room. There are locks on both the storage room door and the reinforced case. Yet, despite all that security, it still got stolen. And my nose is just running like crazy, I'm sorry here. But I can't do much about that, and I wanted to stream this on the day that it came out, so... Mention that the police already have a suspect. Yes, they believe that the thief is my own trusted butler, Barnes. Why do they think that? Because Barnes and I are the only people who can access the key to the storage room. What's keeping someone else from getting to it? The key is always kept around Growlithe's neck. If anyone but Barnes or myself attempted to take it from her, Growlithe would start barking. My Growlithe is a very loyal Pokemon. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger. I don't see a key around Growlithe's neck right now. The police think Barnes took it. That would certainly make sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, if possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes. He's currently being questioned by the police. But you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? I've known Barnes since we were young. He's worked in this home for years and has always served us well. I'm certain that he'd never steal from me, and I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting anyone. So, you're saying Barnes didn't do it, and the real culprit is still at large? That's right. Someone else must have stolen the jewel. Please help me prove that Barnes is innocent. Ah, so that's why he called us here. To clear his butler's name. I'll talk to Barnes later. Okay. But yeah. So, finding the Aurora Drop and clearing Barnes of suspicion. Those are the two things you called us here to do. Could you please? You're the only ones I can count on. Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We won't know if Barnes is truly innocent until we look into this more. This is gonna be like investigations in the first game where at the end we, like, get to point the finger at someone. Yeah, the police must have at least some reason to suspect him. So the culprit's gotta still be around here if we got to do that. But we'll do what we can. If that's acceptable to you, we'll take the case. Ah, that's more than acceptable. Thank you, Tim. Great. In that case, may I start investigating the scene of the crime? How about we talk with Growlithe first? Of course. The storage room is just upstairs. I know you won't let me down. Ah. Wait a second, Tim. There's something I want to try, starting with this case. Something you want to try? Yeah, a case notebook. The writers for detective journals swear by it. Oh, is that my death note? Detective journal. That's the magazine you're always reading, right? Wait, no, it's not the death note. That was from the mayor. Did I never give the mayor back his death note? Yeah, that's the one. They researched the most efficient way for detectives to organize their case notes. The solution they came up with was a case notebook. Sounds intriguing. How does it work? I'm getting to that. First, open up your notebook. Press the X button. Oh man, my sniffles and runny nose is just getting worse and worse. How was the jewel stolen? Sanjeev Dennis's jewel has apparently been stolen. But how did the culprit steal it? Investigate the scene of the crime on the second floor for clues. First, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while we're investigating. Oh yeah, this is the same kind of theme from the first game. We'll summarize the testimony and evidence that we've gathered during our investigation on the page below. Okay. The Aurora drop is Mr. Dennis's prized jewel. Someone has stolen it. Now, after we've collected enough testimonies and evidence, the begin deducing option will appear. Ah, so it'll just tell me rather than guessing what I can deduce? Like in the first game, when you select this, we can start deducing the answers to our questions. We don't have enough testimonies or evidence right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. Okay. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So, Tim, what do we have to do right now? Talk to Growlithe! We have to collect testimonies and evidence to figure out how the jewel was stolen. Like, if Growlithe had the only key, and we're the only ones that can talk to Growlithe about it because of Pikachu translating, that seems like the best first place to go. Man, even in this art, their hair looks exactly like Lego minifigures, I swear. To do that, we first have to investigate the scene of the crime. That's right. Let's go check out the jewel storage room. No, talk to Growlithe, darn you! How are they not putting the piece together that that's gotta be like the most important person to talk to here? Aurora Borealis? At this time of year, this time of day, localized entirely within your kitchen? Yep. It'll be entirely localized within my garden next spring when I plant them. You know? But yeah. Can't we just say it was him? Let's get him, fellas. What, the butler? My oh my. It's Dennis's partner, Growlithe. She sure doesn't look happy. Apparently, she feels responsible. No wonder she's so down. Maybe we should leave her alone for a while. No, she's the most important witness here. Are you kidding me? Like, come on, I'm a better detective than Tim and Pikachu are here. Clearly, Growlithe is the most important witness. But, you know, I mean, I'm not even talking about using, like, Growlithe's abilities or anything like that from the trailers. I even just mean asking who took the key from around your neck, because you're the only one that would know that. This room is currently being searched by the police. Man, you look dead inside from that portrait there.
Whoa!
We may be investigating a crime, but we should still respect the residents' privacy. We shouldn't go barging into rooms that have nothing to do with the case, Tim. I thought you just said the police were investigating this. Shoo, I need to focus on the jewel storage room. Okay. Jewel storage room has been left exactly as it was at the time of that incident. Okay, so we should start tampering with it. Dr. Holly has already filled me in. Please, go right ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. So I should be like Phoenix Wright and just start picking up everything. Right? So this is Whimsicott Cotton, right? Oh, they didn't even need the key. Wait, then why is the key missing? They just cut right through the glass. They needed the key to that door? I thought they said that the key was to the box here. And they clearly just sliced right through it. What is it, Pikachu? I checked out the door, but there are no signs of forced entry. And we can be fairly certain that the thief used the key to get in. According to Dennis, this room is where the Aurora drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. Kirby-ass looking chests over here. Harmony, never expect a character in fiction to do a normal, obvious thing that would cause the story to immediately be over. I guess that's fair. We wouldn't have a game anymore if Growlithe just told us who the culprit was. But yeah, this is one of those games where you have to do objectives in a certain order with the little controller, you see. Yeah. So, This area looks more disturbed than the rest. It was a Whimsicott that caught in here and left evidence of cotton everywhere. A Whimsicott just came in here with a laser cutter and has stole the jewel and went on its way. This area looks more disturbed than the rest. Let's start investigating. We might find a clue. Alright. Don't let any details slip past you, Tim. Cutscene?
Let me
Wait.
see.
Let's see. Where should we look first? I don't know. Maybe that mysterious blue feather thing there? This? This, yes. Wait, enhance. Enhance. Yeah, probably be the most unexpected thing in the Spanish Inquisition. Here's a blue feather. You think the Pokemon it belonged to was in this room? Maybe it's from a Pokemon that lives in the mansion. Let's look into that later. Why did I click this here to zoom in when this is still the only thing that I can inspect closer? Like, yes, that's a thing that I wanted to inspect in the first place by clicking that. I didn't need an extra layer of enhance to say that I specifically want. What do I know? What do I know about stuff and junk? Examine. This is the only case that's damaged. Must be where they kept the Aurora drop. The edge looks like it was sliced clean with a blade. I'm pretty sure if you tried to slice glass with a blade like that, it would shatter. What kind of blade could slice this cleanly through with such a sturdy jewel case? Oh, maybe like Noah came here with his lucky 7? Something. Do some anime BS. What is the point of looking closer as if, like, yes, by looking closer, I'll have more things that I can investigate. Oh, there is a second thing that I can investigate closer. The jewel case is still locked. Okay, there was a second thing this time. Like Dennis said, a jewel in this case was stored under lock and key. And the key to the case is a different key than the one to the jewel storage room door. I wonder who has the key then. Yeah, so they clearly didn't need the key there. But yeah. And nobody would expect that. Spanish Inquisition. Oh, I hate this game. Not a fan. I'm willing to give it a chance here, you know. That looks like part of the jewel case. Based on the shape, you think the top half of the case was cut off? Probably not. Yeah, it looks that way. It's a really clean cut. It was probably done by Whimsicott. Slicey, I must have taken one seriously sharp blade. I doubt a human could pull that off. Some cotton on the ground. Looks really fluffy and soft. I already know he's gonna tamper with the crime scene because I've seen the trailers. What's a bunch of cotton doing here?
Right.
Covered everything I was wondering about. Any other spots you want to check? I mean, the most Kirby looking like treasure chest there. Guess not. I don't know.
Okay, let's start deducing.
Okay. Begin deducing? Look how angry he looks in that photo. You'll probably figure out how the culprit stole the jewel by now, eh? Yeah, Whimsicott blew in through an open window or something. I didn't even see if there was windows here. Pulled out its laser cutter, cut right into there, took the jewel, and then blew on out of here. That's what happened. Alright, it's like begin deducing in your case notebook. Yeah.
Okay.
We have a few plausible theories. Which do you think is right? The culprit hasn't actually stolen the jewel yet. The culprit might not have taken the Aurora drop out of the jewel storage room. Instead, they've hidden it among the cotton fluff scattered throughout the room. The culprit unlocked the case and stole the jewel. The culprit cut open the case and stole a jewel. It was probably that. Maybe the culprit unlocked the jewel case, then took out the Aurora drop. Are you stupid, Tim? Oh, wait. The jewel case was locked, right? Are you suggesting the culprit unlocked the case, took the jewel, then locked the case again, and then cut the glass? What kind of criminal is that well-mannered? Good point. That wouldn't explain why the case was sliced open either. Why did they take the time to, like, so cleanly cut it when they could just, like, take a hammer and smash the glass? I didn't think it through very well. Maybe they just so happened to have a sword on them that, you know, was, like, really sharp. I just wanted to see what Pikachu would say when I got something wrong.
Okay.
From what we've seen of the crime scene, we can tell that the jewel case was sliced open. After that, the Aurora drop was removed from the case and taken away. Right. And we saw that the jewel case was still locked, which supports that claim. Still need to investigate more to determine how the case was sliced open. But at least now we know how the thief got their hands on the Aurora drop. By slicing the case. Yeah, we could tell at the moment we looked at it. Yeah, we made our first step forward. It looked like Pikachu was storing acorns in his cheeks. There, from that last look.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that. You'll understand how to use the case notebook now. Yep, once I've got some evidence, I'll start deducing. Feel free to start deducing whenever you feel like it. Yeah, I deduce like all the time. You know, never a bad time for deducing, you know, like you're sitting on the toilet taking a wicked dump. Maybe that's a time to just start deducing. After investigating the scene, we now know how the crime was carried out. We can be certain that the culprit sliced open the case and took the jewel from inside. But there's just one thing that's strange. Oh yeah? Yeah. Think, Tim. What's strange about the way the crime was committed?
Oh.
The door to the storage room was opened with a key. The jewel case was still locked when it was sliced apart. That's right. So that means the thief only had one of the keys, the one to the storage room. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. Or maybe they did and they just want to throw us off. According to Mr. Dennis, only he and Barnes can access the jewel storage room. I understand why the police suspect Barnes, but I'm not so sure. Obviously, it'd be best if we could talk to Barnes ourselves, but he's still being questioned. We need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock on the jewel case, or maybe ask Growlithe still. Alright, after we wrap up here, let's go ask him. Didn't Growlithe have the, so these two had the key to the room itself, and Growlithe had the key to the actual case, but the key is missing to the case, even though it wasn't used. I still feel like we should ask Growlithe. How's the investigation going, Tim? I forget what tone I was giving to him. Oh, Mr. Dennis. Sorry, I couldn't stand waiting around. Have you discovered anything? It does appear that the culprit used the storage room key to gain entry. We believe they then cut open the jewel case and took the Aurora drop. He could have figured that out himself. Is that so? I suppose that doesn't help Barnes much since he has access to the key. I have a question for you, Mr. Dennis. Who has the key to the jewel case? Oh, wait, then what's the one that Growlithe has? Wait, am I getting my information mixed up? I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I've known Barnes a very long time, but I still won't give him this key. So someone stole the key from Growlithe, got in here, broke open the case. So just ask Growlithe, then. Just ask Growlithe, and we'll solve this case immediately. Security of the jewel case is my personal responsibility. Got it. So both Barnes and Dennis can access the key to the jewel storage room. But only Mr. Dennis has access to the key to the jewel case itself. It's valuable information, Mr. Dennis. Thank you. Wait. What is the key that Growlithe has, then? Really? I thought I might be getting in the way, but I'm glad to hear I could help. The Aurora Drop is meant to become a symbol of revival for Rhyme City. Anyway, I'm counting on you, Tim. A symbol of revival? Let's ask Dennis about that later. Couldn't have asked him while he was here. Thief cut open the case to steal the jewel, but they had the key to get into the storage room. And the only people who have access to that key are Dennis and Barnes, so it makes sense. That the police would suspect Barnes. There's a typo. If the key hadn't been used to unlock the storage room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion in the first place. Why would he do that, knowing people would suspect him? Maybe he didn't think that far ahead. In any case, based on what we found at the scene of the crime, we can't be certain of anything just yet. We need to talk to Barnes and the other people in the mansion and hear what they have to say. Not just the people, Pokemon too. I'll interpret for you when we talk to them. Alright, I'm counting on you, Pikachu. Okay, now we've got our next steps figured out, let's start interviewing everyone right away. Let's talk to Growlithe! Darn it! Can I open these chests? Yeah, it's a key to unlocking your potential is what Growlithe has. But yeah, that's it, I'm calling in Deadpool. Solve this case in no time. Yeah, probably. It's a red jewel. A vibrant red, like boiling hot lava. It's almost too bright to look at. It's the red gem that controls Groudon. This one's a blue jewel. It's a deep blue, like the ocean. It has a kind of magical feeling to it. Green jewel. That fresh green color. Reminds me of the forest. Just looking at it is calming. What a beautiful jewel. So clear and sparkly. Absolutely brilliant. And also, I apologize. Like, my two options are either keep on wiping my nose or, like, keep on sniffling really loudly. And I feel like the sniffling really loudly would probably be more annoying, so I'm electing for the former. Hey, Tim. Something on the floor by the window. Check it out. This is the jewel storage room, the scene of the crime. Wow. Okay. Whoa. So it's not Murkrow this time. It's all this. Pokemon feathers. Sure, it looks like it. They're scattered all over the floor. And the window's open. Maybe a Pokemon got in. Or out. Through here. Do you think it has anything to do with this case? Probably not. Look at this. One of the feathers is darker than the others. You're right. The other 6 are a lighter shade of blue. Something about that is nagging at me. Took him 2 hours to solve the Harry mystery. Meanwhile, this Pikachu has taken a whole game to confirm he's alive. Looks like Pokemon feathers. I was scouting. I think a Pokemon might have entered or exited through the window. Yep. Whee! Yeah, so I guess that run button is disabled by default.
Whoa!
Man. I thought maybe there'd be someone important to talk to there. By chance. Why did someone break a window going in through there when there was an open window right there? Maybe it wasn't open at the time. I mean, hi. Lieutenant McMaster's clearly interviewing Mr. Barnes in this room.
Excuse me?
This would be too much to ask for us to join in, right? I'm afraid we can't allow even the great Detective Tim to do that. Police protocol, you understand. Man, Lieutenant McMaster's... yeah. Oh, look at the ho-oh. I have a couple questions to ask. Got a moment? Do people like my ho-oh there? I think mine's pretty cool. It took a while before I finally figured out like properly mounting it, and my room was a little bit of a mess here. Was it mounted by the time that we finished the original Detective Pikachu? Or nah? But yeah, there's my ho-oh, and I think that's pretty good. Got like the trainer with a Cyndaquil looking up at it. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's cooler than that one. But yeah. Yeah, it's just speculation there. I don't want to waste time chatting while you're on duty, huh? Awfully stubborn, aren't you? Gonna adjust my microphone here, I think. Even harder to talk to than Brad's Manectric. What? Isn't this Brad's Manectric? Okay, you made yourself clear. I won't bother you while you're working. The name of this painting is Golden Sunrise, and it depicts... oh, Pokemon that's spoken of in legends. Let's say it brings eternal happiness, and that its wings shine with rainbow-colored light. Rainbow-colored light, huh? Sounds pretty gay to me. I mean, the painting sure is beautiful, but I'll bet the real thing is even more breathtaking. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Oh, casting down rainbows. That'd be perfect for a pride parade, you know? Let's see here. Oh, that one's pretty cool, too. The name of this painting is Silver Waves, and it depicts Lugia, Pokemon known as the Guardian of the Seas. It's rumored to live deep down on the ocean floor. No one's ever seen it. That makes sense. The ocean floor is not exactly a place you just casually visit. So, ever since my Pokemon Legends Arceus video, when I talked about the models, there was this bit where I talked about how Clefairy had, like, these odd, like, indent circles completely around its eyes. And, I continue to get, like, countless comments to this day that tell me, like, nope, that's just the way the model is supposed to look. I don't see any indentations here. I see, like, the little lines on the outside there, but no actual circle indentations slightly into the model. Checkmate, atheists. Fable, all ears for mansion gossip. So I don't want to hear it anymore. Oh, it's Clefable. Mrs. Dennis's partner, apparently. Can I ask you a few questions? Whoa, what gives? Don't need to be so rude. What's wrong? Seems like she's real suspicious of us. Just laid out some crazy profanity like you wouldn't believe. That Lugia one actually looks really, really good. Like, the background on the whole one is actually pretty lame. Like, very basic. But the detailed background on this one, that's actually really good. That is a painting that I would love in my house. Maybe she's feeling sensitive after the incident here.
Yes?
Yes.
You
Yeah, the
certainly
Sea Guardian who's
look
not
like
water
you
type.
need
Yep.
police. State your business.
No, I won't. Oh my goodness, the hair. I think that's my least favorite part of the models in this game. It's just the fact that everyone's hair looks like a Lego minifig. We're detectives. Mr. Dennis asked us to investigate the incident, what occurred here. Like, it literally looks like I could take the hair off of both of them and then, like, switcheroo and then put them on, you know? Detectives? Oh, I suppose my husband did say something about that. Your husband. That must mean you're Claudia Dennis, Sanjeev's wife. Sorry to bother you, but do you mind if we ask you some questions? I do mind, actually. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. The case has already been solved. What do you mean? The police said that Barnes is behind all this, so the matter's settled. So, she's our key culprit here, right? I don't trust her. We've heard that he's under suspicion, yes. But we can't be certain if it was Barnes who committed the crime. You sound just like my husband, but nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is the culprit. Barnes' partner, Ducklet, was up to no good. I saw it with my own eyes. Did you witness the crime? Barnes' partner, Ducklet, was involved in the crime. You look as though you don't believe me. Lots of things to ask here. But yeah, hello, Eternoise Gaming redeeming absolutely nothing, only the best point redemption ever.
Excuse me?
Is it true that you witnessed the crime? Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly. Huh? But I did witness some irrefutable proof. What exactly did you see? At the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in my room on the second floor. Just then, I noticed a bird Pokemon flying outside the window. A bird Pokemon? Yes, I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon. It had to have been Ducklet. I did find blue feathers near the window and in the storage room, so those were Ducklets. In hindsight, she was obviously stealing the jewel. I also heard a faint sound just before that, like something metallic. A metallic sound. Do you know what could have made that noise? No, I don't. Probably something metal. But the storage room was ransacked, wasn't it? I suppose she must have broken something in the act. Yeah, maybe Ducklet was the one using the laser cutter. And I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet's feathers were found in the room. Isn't that proof enough that Barnes is the culprit? Because there was a feather of his duck in the room? She's pretty darn convinced of her own theory. But all it's based on is a metallic sound and the sight of a flying blue bird Pokemon. Pretty flimsy if you ask me. What is it being what about there being a metallic sound has anything to do with Barnes? Has he just like always been passionate about metal or something? Or maybe metal music, and so therefore a metallic sound? It's clearly him. Yeah. Sorry, Miss Dennis. Mrs. Dennis, but that information alone is enough to definitively prove Barnes is the culprit. Then hurry up and find whoever is and get that jewel back. Yeah, I'm working on it. Isn't that what my husband hired you for? I thought you told me to leave. I get that she's upset. She doesn't have to take it out on us. But yeah, actually the best point of redemption is that one. Highlight your message. Only anyone watching this on YouTube after the fact sees the message no differently than any other message. It's only in Twitch chat. Maybe it was this one. Not so sure. Maybe. Objection. What if it was another Ducklet? Yeah, maybe. But Barnes named his Ducklet Noble so we can have Barnes and Noble. Imagine.
Excuse me?
I mean, it doesn't seem like anyone seems to name their Pokemon in this world. Mr. Dennis seems confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yes, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting, especially when it comes to Barnes. Those two really trust each other that much. I'm told Barnes has worked here for a very long time. Much longer, in fact, than I've known Sanjeev. I suppose that's why Barnes is always taking my husband's side. What do you mean by that? Whenever my husband and I have a disagreement, Barnes inevitably sides with Sanjeev, even though I'm sure he believes he's being impartial. That lack of self-awareness is yet another one of his many flaws. I get the feeling Claudia's not a huge fan of Barnes. I think that's why she's so sure he's the thief. About Ducklet.
Excuse me?
Could you tell me more about Ducklet? Ducklet is Barnes' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly and is always by his side. But you'd think that Ducklet's the culprit here just because there's a feather? Jumping to conclusions here? Man, you really shouldn't fucklet with Ducklet. Mentioned earlier that she might be involved with a crime somehow. Would Ducklet be capable of such a thing? Yes, she even helps Barnes out with his shopping. That means that she's more than capable of using like a laser cutter or a sword or whatever slice the case there. She'd certainly be capable of making off with a jewel. Well, whether or not Ducklet stole the jewel, one thing that seems certain is that she really loves Barnes. Alright, glad that you did not buy Scarlet and Violet or Detective Pikachu Returns. Gives you more time to make use of Pokemon 3DS online play in the short time that it's still available. Yeah, so it's gonna be going down here in the near future there. But yeah, hope things are going well tonight, Political Stefan, and you as well, Eternoise. Yeah, you don't do it, but she clearly seems to want to do it.
Yes.
Blaming Ducklet here. Who would do such a thing? The Aurora Drop is an incredibly valuable jewel. Mr. Dennis told me the same thing. But do you really understand? Can you even comprehend just how valuable it is? Huh? I knew it. Just look at those blank expressions. My face always looks like this. As it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the true value of that jewel. It's her. It's gotta be. After getting his hands on something so precious, why would he want to donate it to Rhyme City? It's her. So you're against donating the Aurora Drop? So you just gave us a motive, you know? But yeah. Hi! Your video is here. I'm so glad that you enjoy them. I appreciate you stopping by the stream here. Of course I am. Treasures like that aren't even meant to be paraded around for the general public. It's her. They should be preserved for quiet observation by a select few. Man, this sounds like the Cyrus story in Octopath Traveler. Hard to imagine her quietly doing anything. Alright. Battle Royales in Sun Moon were awesome. No multiplayer that good in Pokemon Switch games. Yeah, I do like when, you know, the DS and 3DS games actually experimented around with like different formats. Like there was Sun and Moon with its Battle Royale. There was Black and White with its triple battles and rotation battles. Have any of the games done those since then? Like back when they were actually experimenting with like some cool other things, you know?
Hello there, Detective
Hi.
Tim.
I guess this is a cutscene kind of thing.
I mean, Detective Goodman?
Yeah, that's me. Larry Turner, newest staff member of the Dennis residence. Okay, but he's not the butler. But yeah, I guess this Pikachu doesn't run on all fours. Wait, you are the detective, right? That's what Mr. Dennis said, at least. The name's... Wait, that's not proper enough. Sorry, my name is Larry Turner, and I'm a member of the house staff. House staff, huh? Seems in over his head. If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me if... You really don't have to be so formal with us. Thanks, that's a huge relief. I got this job a while ago, but I'm still not used to talking all fancy. Uh-oh, is that a problem? Well, it's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with all the important guests. My main duties are taking care of the Pokemon, managing the house, and groundskeeping. And I can handle all that, no problem. I don't know. This guy isn't exactly filling me with confidence in his ability to do his job. Anyway, you wanted to ask about what happened, right? I mean, I already told the police everything I know. But the police haven't told me everything you know, so you better tell me too. I'm really sorry for taking up more of your time. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm not complaining or anything. It's just that I don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me out of nowhere, and I blacked out. Something attacked him. So, not the thief then. Maybe it was the thief? Can you tell us more about that, Mr. Turner? Sure, no problem. Well, the crime that took place. Right, so where to start? I was just doing my job like normal today. I'd made food for the Pokemon, did some cleaning around the mansion, that sort of thing. I think I was tidying the garden when it happened. I saw Ducklet fly out of a second-story window. As I recall, I wonder where she was going. I mean, usually Ducklet just walks out the front door. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. That's when I saw the door to the jewel storage room was wide open. And if that wasn't shocking enough, the moment I went to look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. The next thing I knew, I was lying on a sofa and someone was treating my wounds. A Pokemon punched you? Yeah, I feel like I glimpsed a small red figure for just a moment. The culprit is Tim! Based on the size, it couldn't have been human, so I'm guessing it was a Pokemon. A red Pokemon. Do you know what kind it was? I'm really not sure. It all happened so fast. I see. I'm sorry that happened to you. But yeah, it's probably Magby. I'm glad you weren't seriously hurt. Heh, that's what the doctor said too. No Pokemon would want to steal the Aurora Drop. Why not? It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner Pokemon to swipe the jewel and punch out Turner. So, Tim, now that you've heard Turner's story, what do you think? We need to find the Ducklet that flew out the window, and that red Pokemon too. Yep, you got it. I mean, maybe it wasn't a red Pokemon, maybe it was him. And he was just mistaken, it was a red Pokemon. All the sniffles. I hate being sick. How have I been sick with this cold for like close to 2 weeks now? It hasn't gone away. It's so annoying. Man, he just thought if we're potentially getting Growlithe, wouldn't that make him applicable for name a Pokemon? Would we want to name Growlithe there? After the Nintendo announcement, you tried your luck for the first time at Fate's Conquest online multiplayer battling, got walloped in elegant multiplayer, but shame no newer FE titles brought back. They've had like multiplayer aspects, but yeah, nothing quite like that, as far as I'm aware. I heard that there might be something in Engage, but I never actually looked into it, so I wouldn't really know. But the culprit. Did you see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? I don't know how it works in Engage. Like, you might just fight other players' teams that are controlled by AI, which is how it worked in Awakening. Like, it might just be somewhere like that. I don't know. Did you see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? The thief who brought the Pokemon along was probably nearby. Unfortunately, that's all I saw. I see. Can you think of any other details that might give us a clue about the culprit? Nothing in particular is coming to mind. I mean, Mr. Dennis is such a nice person. I've never heard of anyone holding a grudge against him. I was really surprised to hear that Barnes is the suspect. You don't think Barnes is responsible? Ah, why? Knows? I guess the police must have some reason to suspect him. But honestly, I just can't believe it. Barnes is still showing me the ropes around here. He's a great co-worker with tons of experience. I mean, if you'd known Barnes before all this, you could never imagine him being a thief. Speaking of being a great co-worker, I was a great co-worker yesterday. There was a fundraiser going on where they were selling like boxes of a dozen Dunkin' Donuts there. No, was it Dunkin' Donuts? It was Krispy Kremes is what it was. I just knew it was something that isn't normally around here in Canada very much. This Krispy Kreme donut thingamabob where it was for like some faculty of dentistry thing there. They were fundraising, like get a dozen donuts there. So I was like, oh sure, I'll do that. So on the way back to my workplace for my classes, I just picked up a dozen. I had one, my mom had one, and you know, brought the rest for all the co-workers there. I'm like, I brought donuts, and you know, I got to be the cool co-worker for a day, you know, for doing that. If you've known Barnes before all this, you could never imagine him being a thief.
Excuse me.
Because I saw that, I was like, yeah, I should do that. You know, I think about the stolen jewel, the Aurora drop. I've never even seen the thing. It's been shut up in that storage room ever since it was brought to the house. I mean, if there was any day to stream without my camera on, it would be this day, my god. Of course, I know it's valuable and all. I assume that's what's been causing all the arguments between Mr. and Mrs. Dennis lately. What sort of arguments? In case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis says he's gonna donate the Aurora drop. Seems like Mrs. Dennis is against that plan. They've been fighting about it almost nightly. Every night? It must really be a point of contention. So, it's her. I guess Mrs. Dennis just doesn't want to give up such a valuable jewel. So the Aurora drops are driving a wedge between husband and wife, eh? Okay.